Alrighty, yo, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more Beastly content. So, today we are going to be doing a guide over double biodomes. So, I'm going to be showing you how to build double biodomes in this video. What a double biodome is using the fact that when biodomes are stacked on top of each other, when you harvest this one, it'll automatically harvest this one, allowing for you to create 32 plant biodomes, only needing one doorway, so you only need to access the bottom half and harvesting it in one single button click. Meaning you have 4 of these double biodomes hanging around, and you've got yourself 64, or you've got yourself 32 times 4, so you've got like 128 of nip just in 4 of these double biodomes. That means 8 would be 256, and so forth. So, these are very, very effective and very, very helpful. So, first things first, we're going to get all of our systems recharged, and then I'm going to get on into this. So, we're actually going to be showing you how to build one of these at this farm here. You can build this anywhere. These can be placed anywhere on the ground. All you'll need to do is place them on the ground, but for now, we're going to be showing it here. So the first things first, of course, go into your build menu. You're going to need some cylinder rooms. These are the main things. You can also do other options in order to make them double, but the best solution for me, or my suggestion here, would be double cylinders. So build one cylinder, turn on snapping, build the second cylinder. Now what you're going to want to do is take any sort of hallways. You're going to need 2 of these. You're going to go 1, you're going to go 2, now we're going to go back to biodomes and think, well, we have 2 we can build here. We're not leaving this is just our example structure, and then I think I'm just going to make the rest of the video about redoing this, which will also include some Facium stuff where I need to do a whole bunch of dihydrogen breakdowns so I can actually make some dihydrogen out of all the jelly I have. But anyway, as you can see here, this is pretty much the basics of it. Ooh, I don't know how I was in the air editing, but we were. So, anywho, this is pretty much the basics of it. As you can see here, this is the double biodome. You do not need to keep this anymore. You will get that ferrite dust back, this ferrite dust back, and now as you can see here, you just have the corridor and the biodomes. If you're planning on leaving this outside, technically you could just slap a door on the side of it, and now you have yourself a 32 plant biodome. Since this is not actually any sort of part of my base, and it doesn't really cost any materials when you unbuild things, so we're just going to go ahead and unbuild these and collect our glass back so that we can do this in the video. So first things first, we are going to be needing to do some resource processing. The main point of this video was the double biodomes. However, if you're looking for some resource processing, we are going to be doing that today. So the first things first, we are actually going to be heading to a different base. That is what we need to do. So I will see y'all when we are at mycelium. So we are now finally at mycelium, as you can see here. So what we're going to be doing here, and I'll go ahead and show you what we're working on here. And it looks like we already have a start of dihydrogen. So first things first, we're going to get this placed here. We're also going to go ahead and summon something. Now, if you're unable to summon your freighter everywhere, there are a couple things you can change the settings, which I have. I will go ahead and admit to this. I do play with the difficulty slider, but only in a couple of things. So first things first, everything's set to normal for the most part, except for the fact that, let's see here, what did I change? Down here in the ease of use settings, there are things like inventory transfer range. I set that to infinite just because it's simple. It's not really making the game easier or harder. It's just making it where I don't have to go find my spaceship and be right next to it to get into it. Things like that. The next thing is hyperdrive system access. I usually leave this as specialized where you have to have the warp drives, but since the freighters require freighter data and I just haven't went after to get that, I have just went ahead and set that to unrestricted. I can set this to specialized and it does still work in mycelium. I just think for whatever reason I needed access to my freighter and I didn't want to have to go back to my base, so I picked that back on. That usually is set to specialized, so we'll set that back. Then base power, I always leave it at free. If you want to be doing the generators or whatever you're doing to power all of these, the electromagnetic whatever generators, I heard those are pretty good. If you want to be doing the power stuff, by all means have at it. I'm not at that point yet. Eventually I do plan on switching this to standard and powering all of my crazy nip farms, but I'm not done building farms yet, so we're just gonna leave it to free for now and figure out power later. And honestly, maybe never. So here we go. This is how I get my Facium. There are two normal ways of getting Facium. One is harvesting it from fauna in the wild. The second, of course, is growing it and harvesting it. But the third, and my favorite personal choice, is always going to be dihydrogen and carbon. And the reason for this is because we actually need to go get our resources from our freighter. So now that the freighter is summoned, let's head on over to our raw materials 2 first and see what we got there. We will be needing all of this. We'll send that to the starship. We'll send that to the starship. Let's see here. Any other dihydrogen in here? Yes, there's 8 here. We'll send that. Was there any Facium hiding around here too? We also need to check for that. And that was raw materials 2. This is raw materials 3. This has some Facium. We're going to need Facium and Nip Bud in order to be planning our farm here. We have Starship. We have, let's see here. Here's some more, a whole bunch of dihydrogen. So this is what we're mainly going to be processing here is the dihydrogen jelly. And I think that's plenty. We're also going to pick up just transfer to our freighter inventory some more of the dihydrogen so that it's in the primary inventory of the freighter, and I think we'll be able to access it that way. Hopefully condensed carbon, we'll not even mess with that. That's not even worth messing with, it looks like. Let's see here, we're missing the base raw materials one for some reason. So raw materials is right here, or that's 2. This is raw materials. Here we go. So this is where our oxygen is. I like to turn oxygen into carbon. It is just my preferred method for creating Facium. I think we have basically everything we need. We're going to leave this as it is, except for we're going to add some carbon to it. We are going to go ahead and get some Facium going. I like to do that, just having the Facium started on making and then adding the ingredients later on. Let's go find the carbon real quickly. We did have about a decent amount of it, I thought I seen. Yeah, 2.5 thousand carbon, here we go. This will start for 720 Facium. This is just my preferred method. There are other ways of getting Facium. I should honestly start a farm eventually. But for now, since we don't have a farm, this is what we are going to be doing. We're going to be breaking down the dihydrogen jelly, as well as breaking down the oxygen into carbon, allowing us to be creating a whole bunch of Facium, and in turn planting a whole bunch of Nip Buds, which we do have a handful of. So I will go ahead and time lapse the rest of this, but we will be back in just a bit. Alrighty, so this is a very large amount of resources that have been processed, hopefully. 30 more glass, we'll take it. Okay, so we should be able to do some more biodomes with that. And a little bit more carbon. As you can see, a very slow process getting all of this made up. We have been doing a bunch though. Here is 4,000 Facium here, and then we're going to go ahead and see what the same 3,000 pure ferrite here. We're also going to go ahead and check our XOC to see what we already have in here. So way too much Nip to be carrying around with, but it's okay. So 3.8 thousand pure ferrite, 2.4 thousand magnetized ferrite, 50 glass, plus 28 glass, plus 10,000 Facium, plus 1.7 thousand Facium. Okay, guys. Okay, I think we got it. I think we don't need no more materials. I'm sick of being in this room. Let's get on into the build now. So, like I said, we are going to be expanding our Sky High Greens today. That is our plan with the double biodome build. I did go ahead and show you how to build one yourself, just for your own little settlements. But if you're here for watching my build, here we go. So, once we're there, we'll get started. Alrighty, so we're finally at the base, and I'm going to go ahead and just briefly explain to you what's going on here, what we're doing to be expanding here. So, what I have done is added a large curved corridor, well, a curved corridor, I don't believe it's the large one, but we added the curved corridor to the side of all of the biodomes, one single one to all of the side of the biodomes, rotating in like a fan sort of rotation thing, going outwards to a square building, and then we ran 2 hallways running outwards, once again all facing the same direction throughout the entire thing. And we're going to be adding double biodomes to all of these biodomes here, allowing us to harvest that primary one, run in here, harvest the top one, harvest these two that are going to be attached as double biodomes, and then run back out, run through the top, and run through there, allowing for a pretty smooth flowing transition. I was thinking about trying something with the curved corridors, allowing for it to be a full 360-degree loop that you could do, but I haven't come up with anything like that, and I think it might just be wiser just to run through this biodome into the next one and harvest the top biodomes last. As for up here, we might be adding some more stuff. We are going to be seeing just what all we can be adding to this crazy base of ours. This thing is getting pretty close to being up there when it comes to terms of build limits. But I do believe we're going to get on into this now. Time lapse, let us go. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of this video. We're just going to be building biodomes. Let us do it. what we're working on. We are very, very, very far into it. So first things first, has been this random dude circling the base, I guess just looking at how much Nip Nip Bud he sees floating in midair and going, what on earth? But yeah, there he is. He finally landed. Welcome aboard. I'm gonna give him some Nip Nip real quick. Let's go ahead and share the Nip Nip. Oh, where's he at? Hold up. We're gonna go find him, and we're gonna make sure that we give him some Nip Nip Bud, because he's visiting the dispensary and he needs a hookup. So here we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so I do believe that is the end of the video, guys. Let's go ahead and check this out now. We are going to go ahead and see what it is we did do today. So some of this was still here, but what we did today was expand on the 4 primary domes here. We added the 4 square domes. Those were added this time. We also started work on some up here. As you can see here, we started building domes off of this dome, and this one is in kind of a spiral sort of look. This whole base looks just absolutely wonderful. I cannot wait to be done with it. Unfortunately, we are not quite there, but I do believe this is all. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.